All right, y'all, let's lock in for another video. We're gonna go ahead and get into the personal progression side of Stop the Cap reviews. And let's just go ahead and jump right into this video, and that way we can go ahead and break it down. Appreciate y'all for sending me this one on Facebook. Let's go ahead and get into it.
What's good, y'all? What's good?
Hey, that brother looking smart.
Internship, bro. You know I gotta make this money, so I gotta get out the hood, bro.
Nah, you got to.
No, I gotta get out the hood,
bro. Good luck, gang.
Ready?
Yeah, we got one.
Chill. What's up? I got an internship. I gotta go to my internship. Let him run.
Yo, people play too much.
Ain't no internship. Nigga, we hit him up. Get the angle. Let me get the angle. It's a sauce and all that.
Yo, what is going on with that? Man, so that's another one of those times where, you know, you sitting up there trying to get on your game, trying to put on your best look. That brother was looking sharp in a suit. Man, definitely about to go smash out and really trying to do something for his future. As we know, though, not everybody wants to see you in the best position. Not everybody wants to see you make it up out the hood. Not everybody wants to see you kind of just doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you're doing something different than your peers, if you're not in the right type of circle, you're going to get that type of backlash. So let's just go ahead and break this down. When you start to separate yourself, it's going to be a lot harder for you to maintain your circle of people. Once you raise up on a new level, it's going to be new challenges waiting for you. And the only way to maneuver that is to make sure that your head is in the right space. Making sure that you create enough separation from those people that don't want to see you in a better position. One of the things that I do want to point out is that, you know, when I was on my own personal progression journey, there was the people that were close to me that didn't want to see me kind of go off and chase an MBA or chase my internship were people that were kind of locked in the same type of thinking, right? So they're comfortable. They might, you know, get their one type of job and be comfortable getting their, you know, promotions annually and really trying to see their way up the ladder. For me, I was managing group homes, right? And within my first year after graduating, you know, I was managing one for about 2 years. And then after I had, you know, locked in there, I felt like I had mastered that type of area. I noticed that we didn't have the proper amount of staffing. And so what would happen is I'm starting to work doubles back to back for about 30 days or so. And so you get certain hints or instincts or gut feelings of when it's time to move forward and when it's time to move on. And once I had that, I kind of took all my experience, I jotted it down on that resume, gave it a proper update, and I went on to the next company. And because I had done so well at my previous company, it was my executive director that led me into my next role, which I had managed 2 different group homes. And that one was good, you know. I'm managing 2. I'm feeling like, you know, I'm developing different types of skills. I'm able to interact with all of my clients. A few of the staff, you know, I would have issues with, but that's going to come along with any new type of territory. Anytime you're really coming into a new version of yourself, right? And I was there for about a year, and then COVID had kicked off. And once that had happened, I really had to, you know, step back because their procedures that they had put in place weren't up to code, right? And a few people had even gotten sick that necessarily might not have had to get sick if they were listening from the jump. But because they weren't, you know, instead of trying to, you know, blow up the spot or trying to get angry at my coordinator, I said, hey, which is the person under my executive director. I said, you know, hey, maybe this just isn't the right spot for me. Plus, I don't want to be getting into any trouble from the state, because if you guys aren't taking care of business and you guys aren't giving out proper punishment to these people that are responsible, hey, I don't want to be involved. I don't even want to be in a situation when the ship gets to crashing. So then I took my experience from that job and I actually had to downstep. I started working at Amazon, and I had that feeling like, man, I'm not really doing what I should be. Am I really still on the right path? And in reality, I was, but sometimes you do have to take that step back, take a pay cut. I think I went from like $20 an hour down to around 15, 16, which isn't big, you know, especially after taxes and all that. But the environment changed. I went from working Monday through Thursday, you know, 8-hour shifts up to 10 hours a day. I'm going from 10 to 10, can't see family, friends, all that like I used to. But luckily my friend had put me in that position so that I could even get out of that job, right? And that's when I started interviewing, just back to back to back to back. I had interviewed for a lot of multi-home management roles, trying to get back into that group home facility and managing just a few more to a level where I thought that I was ready for. And I think it took around like 10, 12 interviews. I'm not going to lie to you. Some of them I wanted, some of them I didn't want, but I was just engaged in the process, right? I wasn't focused on getting the job necessarily. I was more focused on presenting my best self. And once I felt like I could do that on a professional level, I didn't have any problem doing interviews. You know, most people enjoyed me. Most people, we were able to connect and, you know, really even do a deep dive on, you know, my personal life and the progression that I had taken to get to this level. At that point, I want to say it was around summertime was coming around, basically early spring, summer, you know, right on that edge point. You know, Minnesota, there is no difference for real. It's spring, summer, you really get like 2 weeks of spring. But I was able to kind of get that job, and that one was the one that really kind of helped me gain that confidence back in myself, to the point where I knew that leaving those previous jobs and really taking those life lessons and those hints telling me to move forward was for me. So I got that job. I started managing around 5 homes, you know, and I'm really looking up. I'm like, okay, now I'm really getting somewhere. And unfortunately, I was in a position where my home life just was no longer comfortable, right? And because of that, I started noticing, you know, maybe I need to start reaching out for grad school. Maybe I need to start sending out some applications and just turning up that pressure again. Not that I'm going to go, you know, super high up the ladder to the point where my job is controlling everything, but within that role, I knew that the people above me probably were not going to leave in the next 3 to 5 years. And so if no one's leaving in the next 3 to 5 years and you're not comfortable at your salary level of where you're at, I didn't see any position or any issue with going back to school and taking on that master's degree role and trying to really step up. So really, that's what this video just reminded me of. It just reminded me of, you know, once you get to that certain level around your homies and everything like that, if nobody else is trying to inspire you, if nobody else is trying to get you up out of that that social circle that you're in, you might have to be the first one to take that leap. And it's going to be scary, and there's going to be a lot of people that sit up here and tell you, no, don't do it, or no, this isn't the right time. And anytime people tell you that, when you have a great opportunity in front of you, are not people you need to keep around. People like that are more comfortable with the crab in the bucket type of theory, where they'll just pull you down instead of wanting to push you forward. And once you realize that it's okay to let those people go, make sure that you guys are never afraid to, first of all, even ask for help. If you have to get up out of that situation or wherever you're at, ask your resources, ask your friends, ask your coworkers, ask your managers, because they aren't going to know what's beneficial to you until you start ringing that bell and saying, hey, you know, I like where I'm at, but I'm definitely looking to move forward. So that was a good video, you guys. Make sure that you guys are watching out for all these Neanderthals or anybody that might pull you down, man. Even in the hood, man, most of the people that you really lock in with are going to tell you, yo, man, go out there and find something, figure something out, man, because we'd appreciate it, you know, whether come back and bring us some information or show us the pathway to get up out of here. Those are the people you want to be around. Anybody you notice that isn't on that path probably shouldn't be watching Stop the Cap reviews, because they're going to wish that they had kept that friendship and stayed locked in with you. So y'all know what it is, man. Stop the Cap reviews. On those other channels, it's business. But over here, it's family, and we're going to give you the real. All right, I'm going to check you on the next one. Later.